Listen, these are people who you just can't work with, who you can't be with, who you shouldn't be with. Seriously. Number one, the person who is always ready to walk away at every argument, always ready to be done, always ready to be broken up. A person who is that person will always bring chaos. They are not stable. They're gonna confuse the hell out of you. So you gotta be careful. When you meet that person who's always ready to walk away, a lot of times it's because they don't want you. They don't want you. And the other times it's because they have somebody else. Only someone who has someone else or who didn't have plans to have you in their life will be easy to walk away at every single fight, at every argument, at any disagreement. When you meet that person, leave that person the hell alone. Don't mess with somebody, this is number two, who's always ready to post their stuff online, always ready to post every, you'll have an argument or a debate or a disagreement, and they're ready to just tell everything on social media. You know what? If you have a friend, or what if you're a man, or what if you're a woman, listen, if you have that person in your life, walk away. Don't deal with that person. That person likes attention. That person don't like to be held accountable for their own stuff. A lot of times they want their social media friends, their internet friends to tell them and to, hey, you know what? You're right. You're not wrong. Leave those folks alone. That's the second people not to ever mess with. It never turns out well, and you would always be stressed because you're gonna find your stuff on Facebook. One day you're gonna be scrolling and bam, your person talking about you, but they don't know it's you. I don't give a damn. That's childish. Number three, stop messing with people when you hear them say, that's just how I grew up. That's just how I was raised. I mean, I was never affectionate. I was never shown love. And that's just who I am. Listen, cut that shit out. Because if you ain't grown from childhood, because if you have a relationship, right? Let's be honest. People want to be cuddled. People want to hug. That's why they're with you. People want to be close to you. People want to hold your hands. All this shit about, that's how I grew up. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. So when you one of them people talking about, that's just how I was raised. Listen, you wasn't raised a doctor, but you're doing a damn job. You wasn't raised a nurse, but here you are, nursing. You wasn't raised a police, but here you go policing. Listen, we can all get to be exactly what we want to be. Quit making excuses for your absence, for your unavailability. You know what I'm saying? You're unavailable. They are unavailable and they want to date. You come in here, want to give the bare minimum, and you want somebody to stick around because that's how I was raised. Cut that shit out. We are grown adults and we all have a choice. If you want to hug if somebody want to hug them. But you got to feel like, someone said once, just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean you can't bring a glass of water to the person that you love. Just because you ain't thirsty doesn't mean that you can't bring them a glass of water. They're probably thirsty. And if a lot of you all go, they thinking that's how I was raised, that's just who I am, you're selfish. It's time to grow the hell up. Number 4, don't mess with people who cannot and refuse to take accountability for their life. For their situation, their circumstances. Leave that person alone right the hell now. If you realize that a person is keep making excuses and excuses and excuses for their life, trust me, it ain't it. That person don't see themselves. That person don't see what they do. They are never wrong, and they will mess your life up. They will do all these things. They will never apologize because it's not them. If you see somebody who don't take responsibility or accountability for their life, their situations, leave them alone now. There's no need to think that they're going to be any difference with you. There's no need to think that you're going to change them. There's no need to think that they're going to change. Leave them alone. It ain't worth it. Over 35, 40 years, their life is a mess. They can't see why or how they contributed to their mess, but they want you. Guys, before we move on to the next point, I want to say thank you for coming this far. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and subscribe now if you like this type of content. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you won't miss my videos. I want to give a special shout out to my members, the ones who continuously support this channel. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best ever. If you see my shirts, my t-shirts, my hoodies that you see me wear on my videos, you can get all my merch on my website. The link is in the description and is also in the bio. And also, lastly, I do one-on-one coaching for when it's dating, relationships, spirituality, chakra healing, all those things. So if you want to schedule a one-on-one, my link is in my bio and is in my description of this video. So please feel free. Let's carry on to the next part of this video. Thank you for rocking with me. Peace. Leave them alone. Number 5. I don't know if it's number 5 or number 6. Don't mess with people who always talk shit about their exes. They meet you today and they're already tearing their exes up. They're already tearing their names up, disrespecting them, telling you how all the shit that they did and how bad they are and toxic they are. Leave those folks alone, because when you become their ex, you're going to be all on social media defending yourself from their families, their friends. Stop with that mess. Those people will set their new people against you. Next thing you know, the people that they are dating will begin to hate you for no reason, and you're not even the one at fault. When you meet somebody who is always talking trash about their ex, never anything good, understand, why did you date them when there was nothing good about them? Seriously, think about it. Listen, don't mess with people who are always complaining. That spirit, that energy will drain the hell out of you. Do not mess with people who are always complaining about every damn thing that happens at work, at home, with their families, with their kids, with their... Do not mess with that person. I don't have to explain this much to you. That person never stops, never are happy, cannot find peace, and they will take your peace. They will expect you to show up in ways that they can't show up for themselves. Never mess with someone who is always complaining. Oh my Lord, some of you all are doing it right now. You are the one who's always complaining, and you are very draining to your partner, and you don't even realize that. That's why they want to leave. If you're the person, stop. But if you're dating a person in the beginning, and in the beginning stages, when you start complaining in the beginning stages, no, cut that shit out. Lastly, don't mess with somebody who doesn't recognize their value. Because if they can't recognize their value, they can't recognize yours. You got to be careful. Don't mess with people who don't recognize their value. And I'm saying this to say, look at the ones who have a reckless lifestyle. The ones who are self-destructive. The ones who are just out there doing all the things to destroy their own life and don't give a damn. Don't mess with somebody who is living that reckless lifestyle, because if they don't recognize your value, they can't recognize theirs. I don't care how much you do. I don't care how much you try. I don't care what you say and what you give to them. They cannot see you, because all they can see is themselves. Let me add one more. When a person tells you that they've never been in love, or they never loved anyone, or never trusted anyone, don't stop. You're 40, 50 years old, 35, 30, you never loved nobody, stop. Don't think that you're the one who's going to save them and put them into the love of, that love. You're not going to put them there. It doesn't work. They have a blockage. And no matter what is given to them, they can't recognize it. No matter what is done to them, they can't see it. So don't try to be Superwoman or Superman talking about what you don't know who you messing with now. I'm gonna make you love me. It's not you. Don't flutter yourself. When you see a person is telling you that they never been in love, they never trust, they don't trust people, leave them and jokers alone. I'm gonna put those two in one. Never loved and don't trust. Because when you mess with somebody who don't trust anyone, you're going to spend the whole relationship trying to prove your trustworthiness to them. You're going to spend the entire relationship being stressed. And you're going to have to prove yourself over and over. And there's nothing that will make it stick. Every day they're going to want to check this, check that, question you. And it gets tiring. It gets annoying. And because there's so much other shit that you got to do. When you hear somebody telling you that they don't trust people, they don't trust anyone, and they never been in love, people, there's a blockage. Their heart is closed. And if you continue to do this, you're going to be hurt. You're going to be very angry, and you're going to regret messing with them. So when you see these signs, I don't know how many signs I just said, maybe 7 or 8 things. think about it for a minute. What if they never change who they are? Can you go about a relationship just like that? If these people never make a change in their life, can you continue a whole relationship? And if you can't, think about it. Walk away now. Because some of you all be waiting too long to walk away. You all be getting hooked. You all be getting all this feelings and things, attachments. And the next thing you can't leave because you feel stuck. Because I love them so much. I love him. I love him. Stop the nonsense. Let me know what you all think in the comments. All right? You all be easy. Peace.